So we have a question. It's a good question from Daniel. Daniel says, Travis, what are some small, efficient exercises that can be done in a smaller area? Bed, dorm room. Okay, so it sounds like, Daniel, you're a college kid living in a cramped dorm room, and if you're anything like me, randomly sometimes, it's midnight, I'm wired as all hell, and I want to work out, the gym's closed, it's cold outside, whatever. What can I do? I want to be fit. What do I do? Alright, well, you're asking the right guy, because this is my home gym. I have about, check it out, I have about maybe 5 feet between my desk and my bed, and I have maybe 8 feet, between this dresser and this wall. So I have this little square that I do so much working out in, so I can definitely help you in this aspect if you're like, okay, I want to get fit, I don't have a lot of space, I have my room, what do I do? Okay. You also ask, what are some efficient exercises? So if you're like me, you don't want to do exercises just so you look a certain way, because at Team Fitness we're all about doing exercises that are really functional. So you're like, I want to, efficient. I don't want to waste my time on my workouts to be worth it. Doesn't take any space. The very most important workout that I do is just the squat. I'm not talking about squatting with weight. I'm not calling it an air squat, just a squat. And that is just really going down in a squat. There's a really important and efficient exercise, and there's all kinds of variations you can do with this. You can do it with weight. If you want a balance challenge, and if you want to train to do front squats, which is something I'm doing, and this adds an upper body element, as you imagine that you're, whatever. This is not an easy workout. It's really functional. It's efficient. That's something that I do. Another really efficient workout I do that doesn't take any space, called the golfer's pickup. And the idea behind this and the squat is basically a lot of injury comes from, and pain and body dysfunction comes from the inability to pick things up off the ground. Sounds crazy, but that's what I really believe in. So all of my workouts are based on that principle. So the golfer's pickup doesn't really take any space. You pretty much just flag your leg out for balance. That way you can keep your back straight without any vertebra, without compressing your vertebra. Put the object on the ground. Switch feet. Pick it up and you can switch it out, whatever. All kinds of things you can do. You can do push-ups. I'm not huge on push-ups. Personally, because I have an Achilles, I feel that it puts an unnecessary stress in the Achilles, and I have an Achilles issue, so I don't do them. I think it's an okay workout. Pushing is relevant. But those are some of the main things you can do. I mean, there's Pilates type things where you can lie on your side that I'm not really into. But if you want to be really efficient, here's what I suggest. My camera stand. This is a foam roller. If you haven't seen one of these before, you can buy one of these on Amazon for about $10. And here's what a big one looks like. Doesn't take very much space. And the idea behind it is, it's called myofascial release. You can call it self-massage, if you will. And really what it does is, I don't really use a foam roller anymore. I use a medicine ball, but I'll get to that. You pretty much just, roll out your body, and you find the tight spots and camp on them. And it doesn't take very much space. It's super efficient because what this does is it self-massages your body, and it circulates those fluids around. It breaks the knots down. Any kind of performance athlete is going to do this. It's just a huge thing, and it replaces any kind of abdominal workout you could do. Crunches or whatever, I think it's ludicrous that people do them, personally. I mean, as far as anything I do for my abdominals, I don't do anything specifically for them. I just do my myofascial release regimen. Personally, I use a medicine ball, and you can buy one of those on Amazon for $30 as well. If you're under resistance training, this doesn't take any space. Here's a kind of band, a couple more kinds of bands, and you can just, do whatever you want with these. You can wedge this into your door frame if you want, so you have something to pull against. So you can do your pushing exercise, doing push-ups, put it in the door and do pull against, because, you know, pulling and pushing are relevant movements. You can use one arm as kind of a, or you can, you know, put it on your foot, whatever you want to do. You can just, you know, play with these and find out. Again, these are really cheap. You could actually buy dumbbells. I have a couple dumbbells, but these are a little more difficult to lug around, and I don't think that you need them. I mean, you could just go with the resistance band. Those are the main toys I have. I have this thing. It doesn't do very much. It's really just, you know, for gripping. That's pretty much it as far as gear goes. But if you want to be really efficient, I mean, those are the main workouts I do in my room. The first thing is just kind of squatting to check for tightness. If I find tightness in an area, I use my medicine ball and kind of lie and do myofascial release. Google myofascial release, myofascial release, and you can find some other resources on there. I'm probably not going to put up really specific videos. If you catch my live stream, you could ask questions and see me doing it there. I also have this thing. I forgot to mention. This is a really important tool that I use. It's another kind of massage stick. I use it on my, you know, whatever, and I can take this with me anywhere. And I think that as far as gear goes, you don't need anything necessarily, but to really maximize your tiny little gym area, the things I highly recommend are a little foam roller like I have right here as my stand, costs like 10 bucks. Any kind of a resistance band costs like 10 bucks. And then some kind of thing to roll out with. I forgot to mention the baseball, which is basically free. You can use this instead of a foam roller if you want to get real brutal and dig into your feet, which is what I use it with. Boom, bam. This is good because it wakes up the feet, it breaks down knots in there and all that. But if you got like a resistance band and a medicine ball, that's, you have like an entire gym for like 40 bucks, and you don't need anything else really. I'd say those are the essentials. And something that's also awesome about this is, I don't know if you travel much, but you don't want a bunch of heavy gear. There's a problem with the dumbbells, you can't carry them anywhere. So what I do when I travel is I have my backpack, I throw in my roller, my baseball roller, and a resistance band. And you can take that anywhere. You can take your gym anywhere, and it takes up this much space. How much space is that? So one other thing you can do also is if you have a friend who is, and this is the ultimate, if you have a friend, this is real intimate, if you have a friend who's into resistance training, you can do eccentric workouts with them. Eccentric is a negative. So basically, you have your friend push against my hand as hard as you can until like it gets back to my body, basically, or whatever. And you can do that with your feet and stuff like that. Push against my feet. That's the ultimate, but that's real intimate as well. But I hope that helps. I mean, if you're looking at how to get fit, you don't have a lot of room, you want to work out in the middle of the night whenever you're sleeping or whatever, you don't necessarily need gear. Just do, I mean, squats and pickups and lunges and push-ups, and that's going to be real efficient and good for you. But if you want to take it to the next level, all you really need, in my opinion, get a medicine ball for myofascial release, and that's really it. That's all you need. You can I mean, if you're into resistance stuff, you could get a band or dumbbells or like a roller. But in my opinion, you can do everything you need to do with the medicine ball. If you get into foam rolling, you're going to upgrade to this anyways, and you can use this for your resistance training if you want anyways, because it's not light. So that's my opinion, and it's going to change over the years. We're going to learn more, and I'll learn more with y'all help as well. So Dan, thank you for the question. I hope that helps. Welcome to Team Fitness.